So I'm going to play you a clip from something called Afro TV, which is a black television station, apparently. And some of the hosts discussing this, it is one of the just least correct short clips of video I have ever heard in my life. And that is saying something. Take a listen to this.
You telling me a grainy video is shown to jurors, but it was shown in 4K clear to the people that witnessed it? No witness on that stand had that little man's back? What? None? 0 out of 21 people being questioned? Come on, man, I'm done with all of that. I feel the same way about white people, the same way they feel about my people. Yeah, try one of us.
Is that a threat? Because Miss Girl here sounds insane. What do you mean how white people feel about us, I feel about them, try me? That sounds like a threat, first of all. And white people, at least I guess I can only speak for myself, don't feel any type of way about black people because of this case. At least you shouldn't. I just feel that Karmelo Anthony is in the wrong and was responsible for this after my reading about the evidence. And what she's saying is just absolutely not real. Multiple points she just made. So, of course, she's saying 0 out of 21 of the witnesses had Karmelo's back. Well, first off, they're there to testify about what they saw or know, not to have someone's back. But that's the prosecution's witnesses. Of course, the prosecution's witnesses advanced a narrative favorable to the prosecution. The defense got to call their own witnesses. In every court case ever, or at least most, the witnesses called by the prosecution do not go to bat for the defendant. If they were going to do so, based on what they know or what perspective they have on the incident, they would get called by the defense. You should just have some level of basic literacy with how court cases work if you're going to go on television and rile up an audience about the outcome of a court case. Is that too much to ask? I don't know, man. And she wasn't the only one. The rest of this panel similarly crashed out. Let's keep going here.
One of us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even just following the case, I know I just, we've all been kind of keeping up with it. And just to see even that the judge, the defense attorney, and Austin Metcalf's father was in, a picture at a party they having a time. There is an alleged...
Fake. That's a fake image on social media, not a real image. Completely fake. And they just fall for slop they saw on Facebook and repeat it on TV. Well, that's astonishingly irresponsible. There is no image about showing the judge has some connection to the Metcalf family. That's not real.
Alleged post from Austin, from, of course, before he passed, that, he had 2 assault rifles on his, resting on himself in the car, saying that I dare one of the monkeys to come to this track meet today.
That is absolutely fake, not real. Once again, we're just repeating AI slop you saw on the internet somewhere. That is not real. That is not a piece of evidence that exists. There is no such post from Austin Metcalf.
Today, but this is someone where, Karmelo Anthony was a 3.7 GPA student working 2 jobs.
That's
but
fine.
He's the one that we're supposed to believe is a thug, though.
Right. Of course.
Well, he's the one that stabbed someone in the heart with a knife he brought to a track meet that he wasn't supposed to bring. I'm not even saying that means he was a thug or whatever, but he clearly acted in the moment in a very violent and irresponsible and illegal way. It doesn't negate other aspects of him or mean he was terrible in every single dimension of his life. But yeah, I just got dumber listening to that. And I'm astonished that a company would broadcast just such low-tier analysis and misinformation and slop. That's shocking. And frankly, they should sue that television station. The family should sue that television station. But I really do. I wish I could say that was, it. That is not, in fact, it. There's so much more when it comes to misinformation about this case. So I'm just going to, and just absolutely insane race baiting as well. Just people stirring up racial strife for no real reason. I'll read you some tweets. Black people, please carry more than a pocket knife. Get their asses before they can get you. You should be on a list of some kind, sir, because you sound dangerous and scary, and you also make no sense. Carry more than a pocket knife. I mean, I don't mind Black Americans. I think it's great if they exercise their Second Amendment rights like anyone else. But this is clearly in the context of the Karmelo Anthony case where he stabbed and killed someone. So he didn't need more than a pocket knife. And he did, in fact, get the other person because they weren't trying to kill him. But he did kill them or kill Austin. So why you would encourage people to like strap up and look for confrontations and kill white people and think you are not at all the insane and crazy one is beyond me. But this is just a small sampling of the tweets that were popping off after all this went down. Another tweet: stop sending your kids to these white schools, or encourage your kids not to be violent or to break school rules and bring weapons to track meets and then stab people. Rather than, there's nothing wrong with them going to white schools. Also, this was like an inter-school track meet. So they were going to see people from other schools anyways. Just, yeah, because of one court case that went down somewhere a certain way, you should, self-segregate? That's insane and racist. Another person: so stand your ground is for whites only, apparently. 4 million views on that tweet. No. There are thousands of examples of stand your ground laws where they are applied to people of color as defendants. And there's also many examples where white people try to use them as a defense and is not sufficient. And in this case, it was found that what Karmelo Anthony did isn't protected under the stand your ground laws because he responded with lethal force and he initiated the confrontation. That was the conclusion, at least that we must presume the jury reached. So it's not that they don't apply to Black people. That's completely untrue. More here. It's only self-defense when a Black kid dies. Yeah, if you just ignore all the examples that don't suit your narrative so you never pay attention to them, maybe, I don't know. But even Cardi B got in on this after the sentence. Wow, just freaking wow. Disgusting. This is not justice. This is trying to make an example. That tweet had 10 million views. She put that out after the sentence came through of 35 years, which, as was noted in the Fox clip, 35 years means he could get out as soon as, I think, 17 years or something like that with parole. And that, I mean, yeah, trying to make an example, we probably should make an example that it's not okay to stab people in the heart with a knife. I think that is an example that we would like to set, actually, Cardi. So not sure what you're stirring up there. In fact, the sentence, he could have been sent away for basically for life. So I've actually seen conservatives and right-wingers mad that he wasn't totally just locked away for all of his life, and they don't think that is enough. I would have to know what the norm is for such a charge or what the standard is, because I would just want his sentence to be in keeping with that. But regardless, it is justice, and the only example they're making is that you can't kill people.